The sun was high, and the city heat burned the pavement. Maya held her twins' hands tightly as they walked along the road. Her shoes were old, and the thin soles offered no protection. Her twins, Rayan and Rhea, both 5 years old, walked beside her in worn-out sandals, their little faces red from the heat. Maya's shirt stuck to her back, soaked with sweat. But she didn't care. Today she had one goal: to get a job, not a big job, not a dream job. Just something that paid enough to buy food and milk for her children. She looked up at the tall building in front of her. It touched the sky. The name on the front read Zaytech Enterprises. She had heard this was one of the richest companies in the city. But what did that matter? She wasn't here to beg. She was here to ask for work. Holding her head high, she stepped inside. The lobby was cool and shining like a palace. Marble floors, glass walls, and a large chandelier above. People in suits walked past, staring at their phones. Nobody looked at her. Nobody smiled. She walked up to the front desk. The receptionist, a young woman with perfect makeup, looked at Maya from head to toe. Her eyes narrowed as she saw the children. "Can I help you?" she asked, her voice cold. "Yes, I'm here to apply for the cleaning job," Maya said politely. The receptionist raised an eyebrow. "With children?" Maya looked down at her twins. "I couldn't leave them. I just need a chance. I'll work hard." The woman sighed. "Wait there," she said, then turned away and whispered to someone on the phone, clearly annoyed. Maya took a seat on a small couch with her kids. Rayan leaned on her shoulder. Rhea tugged on her sleeve and whispered, "Mommy, I'm hungry." "No, baby," Maya said softly, kissing her forehead. "Just a little longer." Suddenly, the elevator dinged. Everyone in the lobby stood straighter. Even the receptionist quickly fixed her hair. A tall man walked out of the elevator. Black suit, expensive watch, sharp eyes. He didn't smile. His presence made the room quiet. He was someone important, powerful. It was Arav Zayad, the CEO. The company, Billionaire, known for being brilliant and ruthless. His eyes scanned the room as he walked quickly toward the exit. But then, he stopped. He looked at Maya. No, he looked at the children. His steps slowed. His eyebrows pulled together, confused. He stared at them like he had seen ghosts. Maya stood, unsure of what was happening. Then something shocking happened. Little Rhea let go of Maya's hand, walked up to the man, and said in a small voice, "Daddy." The whole room froze. The receptionist's mouth dropped open. A security guard stepped forward, unsure of what to do. Arav stopped in his tracks. His face turned pale. His phone slipped from his hand and hit the marble floor with a loud crack. He didn't pick it up. He knelt down slowly, looking directly into Rhea's eyes. "What? What did you say?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Rhea smiled and pointed at his watch. "That's the same watch you wear in the picture at—" Maya's heart stopped. "What picture?" Arav asked, now looking up at Maya. "I don't know what she's talking about," Maya said quickly, grabbing her daughter and pulling her back. But Rayan joined in. "We saw your photo in Mommy's box. You were smiling in it." Maya's legs felt weak. That photo, the one she had hidden in her old college things, it couldn't be, could it? Arav stood up slowly, his eyes locked on Maya now. "Your name," he said. "Tell me your name." She swallowed hard. "Maya." A pause. Then Arav said something that made Maya's knees shake. "Maya Sinha?" The room seemed to spin. Her past, the one she had buried deep, was standing right in front of her in a black suit. "Come with me," he said, his voice softer now. "We need to talk." Maya looked around. Everyone was staring. Her twins held onto her hands, smiling like they knew a secret she didn't. She didn't know if this was the worst day, or the beginning of something bigger than she could imagine. Cliffhanger. As the elevator doors opened again, Arav looked down at the twins, then back at Maya. His voice shook as he said, "I thought I'd never see you again." The elevator moved up slowly. Silence filled the small space, but inside Maya's heart, a storm was raging. She held her twins close. Rayan and Rhea looked calm, curious about the quiet man standing beside them. Arav stood still, his hands in his pockets, but his eyes kept glancing at Maya when he thought she wouldn't notice. Maya didn't say a word. She was scared, not of the man beside her, but of the memories that were coming back. The elevator dinged. The doors opened to the top floor, his office. The space was huge. Glass walls gave a view of the entire city. The floor was polished wood. A large desk stood at the center, clean and cold. A woman walked toward them, but Arav raised his hand. No interruptions. The woman nodded and left. Maya stood there, unsure what to do. Rayan and Ria wandered to the window, their little hands pressed against the glass. Arav walked to his desk, opened a drawer, and pulled something out. A photo. He handed it to Maya. Her hand shook as she took it. It was the same photo she had kept, hidden in a box for years. A young Maya laughing. Beside her was Arav smiling. They looked happy, free, in love. "You kept this?" Maya asked, her voice barely a whisper. "I thought you threw it away," he replied. Maya looked down. "That was a long time ago." "Yes," he said. 7 years." Her eyes filled with tears. "Why are you doing this, Arav? Why now?" He looked straight at her. "Because those children just called me Daddy. And I have a right to know." Maya's breath caught in her throat. She had feared this moment for years. "They're not yours," she said quickly. "They just saw your photo once. Children imagine things." But Arav stepped closer. "They both have my eyes. Maya, don't lie." She turned away. "They deserve to know who I am," he said firmly. "And where were you when I needed you?" Maya snapped, her voice rising. "When I was alone, pregnant, scared." Arav's face changed. "You disappeared. I searched for you. Your phone was off. Your college friends didn't know where you went. Because I had to leave," she said, tears falling. "Your mother came to my hostel. She said I was ruining your life. She gave me money to disappear. I tore up the money and walked away." Arav's eyes widened. "I was scared, Arav. I had nothing. No family. No support. And I didn't want to ruin your future." "You should have told me," he whispered. "I wanted to. But every time I tried, I remembered her face, her words." He sat down heavily in his chair, the weight of the truth sinking in. For a moment, no one spoke. Then a small voice broke the silence. "Uncle, can I have juice?" Ria asked. Maya rushed over, but Arav smiled for the first time in years. He opened a small fridge under his desk and handed her a juice box. "Of course." Rayan followed. "Can I have one too, Daddy?" Maya froze. Arav's hand shook as he handed over the second juice box. "You can call me whatever you like," he said, voice soft. Maya sat down slowly. Her body was tired. Her heart was full of emotions she couldn't name. Arav turned to her. "Do they go to school?" "No, I can't afford it. I clean houses. Sometimes I sell old clothes. I'm just trying to survive." He looked at the twins, then at her. "Come work here. I'll arrange everything. School, home, safety." Maya's eyes narrowed. "Why are you doing this?" He leaned forward, serious. "Because I failed you once. I won't fail again." Cliffhanger. Maya looked at him, unsure if this was a new beginning or another storm waiting to break. Just then his phone rang. He picked it up, listened, and his face turned pale. "What do you mean?" "She's here," he whispered. He looked at Maya. "My mother, she's in the building." Arav stood frozen, the phone still in his hand. His mother was in the building, the same woman who forced Maya to disappear. The same woman who tried to erase her from his life. Maya noticed the change in his face. "Who was that?" she asked, even though part of her already knew. He swallowed hard. "My mother. She's downstairs." Maya's heart skipped a beat. Her hands tightened around her children. She could still hear the cold words that woman had said to her years ago. "You don't belong in our world. You're nothing but a burden. If you care about him, leave him." And Maya had left. Now she was here again. Rayan and Ria were still playing, unaware of the storm rising. She can't see me, Maya said quickly. She can't see the children. Arav looked torn. She can't control me anymore. You don't have to run. But Maya shook her head. You don't understand. She doesn't just talk, she destroys. Please, I'm not ready. There was a knock at the door. Arav turned sharply. Take the kids. Go in that room, he said, pointing to a door near the side wall. Wait there. No sound. Maya didn't argue. She took the twins' hands and quickly slipped into the room. The door clicked softly behind her. Arav walked over to the main door and opened it. There she was, Mrs. Kapoor, elegant, tall, dressed in pearls and power. She walked in like she owned the building. You didn't return my calls, she said without greeting. Arav stayed calm. I've been busy. She looked around. I heard there was a woman here, with children. His eyes narrowed. And, she smiled coldly, you're too kind to poor people, Arav. I warned you once. That girl from college, Maya, she would have destroyed your life. Arav's fists clenched, but he kept his voice steady. You mean the girl you chased away? The one you paid off to vanish? Her eyes flickered. I did what was best for you. No, you did what was best for you, he said. Mrs. Kapoor sat down without asking. Let me be clear. This company, this name, our reputation, none of it can be touched by scandal. If this girl is trying to return, I'll make sure she leaves again, permanently. Behind the hidden door, Maya listened. Her heart pounded. She looked at her twins, their innocent faces. They didn't deserve this fear. Inside the office, Arav took a deep breath. You don't make my decisions anymore. His mother's expression changed. You think love will protect you? You think that girl has changed? I don't know what she's been through, Arav said. But I know what you did, and it ends now. There was a long pause. Then Mrs. Kapoor stood. If you go down this path, you're choosing her over me. I'm choosing truth over lies, he said. She turned to leave, but just before she opened the door, she added, She'll never fit into our world. You'll regret this. And then she was gone. Arav closed the door and exhaled. He walked to the side room and opened it. Maya stood there, pale but strong. I heard everything, she whispered. I meant every word, Arav replied. She looked at him unsure. What now? He walked over to the twins. Now, we stop hiding. Cliffhanger. Just as Maya steps out of the room with Arav and the twins, a flash goes off. A reporter with a camera stands in the hallway. Mr. Kapoor, is this your secret? Family? Maya's eyes go wide with fear. Arav grabs her hand. It's too late to hide, he says. But it's not too late to fight. The camera flash was blinding. Maya froze. She pulled her twins close as Arav quickly stepped in, front of her, shielding them. The reporter didn't stop. Mr. Kapoor, is this your wife, your children? The public has a right to know. Two more photographers appeared behind him. One pointed at Rayan and Ria. Are these your kids, sir? You've been hiding them? Maya's heart was racing. Her worst fear was happening. Everything was being exposed. Arav's voice turned sharp. Delete those photos now. But the reporters just smiled. Too late, they're already sent. He turned to Maya. Take the kids to the elevator. I'll handle this. No, Maya whispered. They'll twist everything. They'll ruin you. He looked into her eyes. Then let them try. Maya grabbed Rayan and Ria's hands and backed away as Arav faced the crowd of flashing cameras. He spoke clearly. Yes, that woman is Maya. And yes, these are my children. Gasps filled the hall, but why hide them? One reporter shouted. Arav's jaw tightened. Because of people like you. Because the world makes it hard for a woman like her to live with dignity. She didn't want fame. She wanted peace, and I failed to protect that. One reporter, a woman, lowered her camera. So you're saying this was your fault? Arav nodded. Every part of it. I let my mother force her away years ago. I didn't fight then, but I will now. Another camera flashed. Are you saying you're getting back together? Arav looked toward the elevator where Maya stood. I never stopped loving her. The hallway went silent. Later that evening, Maya sat in Arav's apartment holding her twins close. She had seen the news on TV. Her photo was everywhere. Mystery Woman and Twins Exposed was the headline. She felt sick. I didn't ask. For this, she said softly. I know, Arav replied. But maybe it's time to stop hiding. Maya shook her head. You don't understand. People will dig up my past. They'll shame me. Arav sat beside her. Then let them try. I'll stand with you. A knock interrupted them. It was Arav's assistant, Rishi. He looked worried. The board is calling an emergency meeting, he said. They want to discuss the scandal. Maya looked at Arav. They think I'm a scandal. He took her hand. You're not. But they don't know you, yet. Rishi hesitated. There's more. Mrs. Kapoor just made a statement. She's blaming Maya, saying she came back for money. Maya stood up, shaken. She's poisoning everything. Arav took a deep breath. Then it's time to show the world who you really are. The next morning, Maya stepped into the company. Boardroom. The room fell silent. 12 board members sat around a long table, papers in hand. At the head sat Arav. Maya stood beside him, trembling but strong. One man, Mr. Khanna, cleared his throat. Mr. Kapoor, your recent media appearance has hurt our image. Another added, your mother says this woman is manipulating you. Maya didn't wait for Arav to defend her. She stepped forward. I'm not here for money, she said clearly. I didn't come to take anything. I only wanted a simple job to feed my kids. The room stayed quiet. I didn't ask to be in the spotlight. I begged him to keep me hidden. But now that I'm here, I won't let lies decide my story. A soft voice broke the silence. It was Ria. She had followed her mother inside. She walked over to Arav, tugged at his sleeve, and asked, Daddy, why are these people angry at Mommy? Gasps echoed through the room. Maya tried to rush forward, but Arav gently lifted Ria and hugged her tight. Then he stood and addressed the board. You see that girl? He said. That's my daughter, and the woman you're questioning is her mother, the bravest woman I know. You want to fire me? Do it, but I won't let anyone shame the mother of my children. A long silence followed. Then, surprisingly, Mr. Khanna leaned back and said, I raised 2 daughters alone. I know what strength looks like. I believe her. One by one, the others nodded. The storm had started to pass. It was a quiet morning, until Maya opened the door and saw what lay at her feet. A thick envelope. No name. No return address. Inside, it was a photo, an old one. Maya, much younger, holding a baby in a tiny blanket. Behind her stood a building that didn't exist anymore. But the message was clear, and there was a note. Handwritten. Sharp. You think you can take my son, my company and my name? I know what you did. I'll make sure everyone else knows too. Mrs. Kapoor, Maya's hands trembled. She sat down on the sofa, the photo falling from her grip. Arav walked in, coffee in hand. You're up early. His words stopped when he saw her face. What's wrong? He asked, setting the cup down. She handed him the photo and the note. He read it silently, then clenched his jaw. I'll handle her, he said coldly. No, Maya whispered. She's serious, Arav. She's digging into my past. There are things I've never told anyone. Arav looked at her, confused. Like what? Maya looked away. Before I met you, before I even had the twins, I worked at a place your family would never approve of. I was desperate, alone. I did whatever I had to. Arav took her hand. Maya, I don't care about your past. I care about now. But your mother will use it against me, she said. And your company. And the kids, she won't stop until I'm ruined. Arav stood. Then we go public, our way. We don't let her tell the story. We tell the truth. Maya hesitated. What if they hate me? He touched her cheek. Then, they never deserved you. Later that day, Arav called a press conference. Not for the company, for the truth. Reporters packed the room. The cameras flashed. Everyone wanted a piece of the scandal. Maya stood beside Arav, holding Rayan and Ria's hands. She wore a simple dress. No makeup, just honesty. Arav stepped up first. "Before anyone else tells lies, I want to share the truth," he said. "This is Maya, the mother of my children, the woman I love." Whispers filled the room. Maya stepped forward, her voice quiet but steady. "I was poor. I was alone. And yes, I worked hard jobs, some that people judge. But I never lied. I never stole. I raised these children with nothing but love." One reporter shouted, "What about Mrs. Kapoor's claims that you used the children to trap Mr. Kapoor?" Maya looked straight into the camera. "I never wanted anything from him. I begged him not to tell anyone, but I won't be ashamed anymore. I'm a mother, and I'm proud of what I've survived." A silence fell. Even the reporters had nothing to say. Then, slowly, the room erupted in applause. Arav stepped forward again. "Anyone who still supports me, supports her. Anyone who doesn't can leave now." That night, Maya sat in bed with her twins watching the news. CEO defends mother of his children. I stand with her. Public supports Maya after heartfelt speech. But just as she started to breathe again, her phone buzzed. Message. One photo. It was the twins taken from outside their school. The message below read, "You won the media, but can you protect them every second?" Maya's blood ran cold. She ran to Arav. "She's going after the kids now," Maya said, shaking. She had them followed. Arav picked up the phone. "Call security. We're not waiting anymore." By morning, Arav's apartment was filled with guards, security teams, even a lawyer. "This ends today," Arav told Maya. "You mean we're leaving?" she asked. He shook his head. "No, we're fighting back." The storm had begun. Maya stood firm in front of Mrs. Kapoor. Her heart was pounding, but her eyes showed no fear now. Behind her, the twins slept quietly, and in her hand she held her phone, already recording. "I'm not afraid of you anymore," Maya said. Mrs. Kapoor narrowed her eyes. "You should be. I gave you a chance to walk away, quietly. Now everyone will know what kind of woman you are." Maya pressed the record button off. "Then let them know. I'm not ashamed of my past. You want to destroy me? Go ahead. But know this, if you hurt my children, I will burn everything you love." A moment of silence passed. Then behind them, Arav entered. "I heard everything," he said. "And I've had enough." Mrs. Kapoor turned slowly to him. "She's poisoning you and your future." "No," Arav said firmly. "You did that the moment you used our children to threaten her." He pulled out his own file, one of her old business deals, filled with shady names and illegal funds. "Remember?" "This," Arav said. "You keep trying to shame Maya, but your hands aren't clean either." Mrs. Kapoor looked furious. "How dare you compare my work to her filth?" Arav stepped closer. "She's the mother of my children. She fought every day to feed them, while you used my name to build empires from lies. If anyone should be ashamed, it's you." She raised her hand, shaking with rage, but stopped herself. Her mask of pride cracked just a little. "I'll give you one last chance," Arav said. "Walk away, stay out of our lives, or I'll make sure the media knows exactly what kind of woman the great Mrs. Kapoor really is." Mrs. Kapoor glared at both of them. "You think this is over?" she hissed. "You think you've won?" She turned and left without another word. Maya's knees gave out as soon as the door shut. Arav caught her. "It's over," he whispered. But deep inside, both of them knew it wasn't. Not yet. The next few days passed in a blur. The company was shaken. Whispers flew across offices. But the board didn't meet. No one called for Arav's removal. In fact, something unexpected happened. People supported him. He chose love over legacy, the headline said. Women sent messages to Maya thanking her for standing strong, telling her their stories. For the first time, Maya didn't feel alone, but danger still lingered. Every time a car passed too slow, or a stranger looked too long, Maya felt a chill. One evening, while watching the twins play, Arav walked in holding a letter. "This came for you," he said. Maya opened it. Inside was a check with 6 zeros and a small note. "For the children. You win, but don't forget, I'm still watching. MK." Maya laughed bitterly. "She doesn't know how to say sorry, does she?" "She never will," Arav said. "But this is her way of stepping back." Maya looked at the check, then at her children. "We don't need her money," Arav smiled. "Still, maybe we use it to build something better." Later that night, Maya walked onto the rooftop of the apartment building. The wind was calm. The stars were out. She thought about everything: the fear, the judgment, the pain of raising 2 kids alone. Then she thought of now Arav, the twins, her truth out in the open. It wasn't a fairy tale, but it was real, and it was hers. Arav joined her. "What are you thinking about?" She smiled. "How far we've come." He took her hand. "And how far we'll go." The message stayed on Maya's phone screen all night. She didn't sleep. The woman's name was Rena. Maya didn't know her, but the message kept replaying in her mind. "I saw your story. I think we're connected. I have something to tell you about your twins, about their father." Maya looked at her sleeping children. Then she looked at Arav, his arm wrapped around them protectively. Could it be true? Could he not be their father? Her chest tightened. The past, the one she tried to forget, was knocking again. The next morning, Maya stepped out quietly and called the number from the message. A soft voice answered. "Hello? Rena?" Maya asked. "Yes. Is this Maya? I got your message. Please tell me, what do you mean?" There was a long pause. "I saw the twins on the news when they called Arav Daddy." Rena's voice trembled. "Maya, my brother is their real father." Maya nearly dropped the phone. "No, that's not possible. I never—" "You stayed in Shelter 41 5 years ago, right?" Rena asked. Maya's breath caught. She had stayed in that shelter once after escaping the cruel man who tried to force her into marriage. The time was blurry, painful, but yes, it was real. "My brother, Ayan, was a volunteer there. He wrote letters to you." Maya's heart froze. Those letters. She had kept them, kind words from a stranger who gave her hope when no one else had. "But Ayan disappeared a few months after," Rena continued. "He had an accident, went into a coma. Just woke up 6 months ago." Tears filled Maya's eyes. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because when he saw the twins on TV, he said they looked like his little brother, just younger. He believes he's their father." Maya whispered. "No, they belong to Arav now. But don't. They deserve the truth." Later that day, Maya sat with Arav. The twins were playing in the next room. She held his hand. "I need to tell you something." His eyes turned serious. "What is it?" She told him everything. The shelter, the letters, Rena's call. By the end, Arav was silent. He got up, paced the room. "So, I might not be their biological father. I don't know for sure," Maya said, "but I need to find out for them." Arav finally looked at her. "Will you stop loving them if they aren't mine?" She shook her head. "Never." "Then let's do the test," he said. "But no matter what, I'm not going anywhere." A week later, the DNA test came. Maya opened the envelope slowly. Her hands shook. Result: not a biological match. She looked at Arav. He was already looking at her, with a smile. "It doesn't change a thing," he said. "They're my children." "In every way that matters," Maya cried in his arms. 2 days later, they met Rena at a quiet cafe. Ayan was there. He looked thin, tired, but kind. And when he saw the twins, his eyes filled with tears. "They have your eyes," Rena whispered. Ayan knelt in front of them. "Hi, I'm Ayan. I used to know your mommy a long time ago." The twins looked at him curiously. One of them smiled. "You look like my friend." Ayan laughed softly. Maya watched. Her heart hurt, but it didn't feel like betrayal. It felt like healing. Ayan stood up. I don't want to take them away. I just wanted to know them. Say sorry to you, Maya." She nodded, tears in her eyes. "You gave me hope once I never forgot." He handed her an old letter, one he had meant to send long ago. Then he left. Weeks later, life went on. The twins were growing. Happy. Maya opened a small school for mothers. Like her, with Arav's help, Mrs. Kapoor never came back. But Maya knew. She could face her if she ever did. One evening, as she watched her kids laugh under the sunset, Arav sat beside her. He whispered, "I'm glad they're not mine." She turned to him, shocked. "What?" He smiled. "Because they made me yours." She laughed, wiping a tear. "You're terrible at being romantic." He pulled her close, "But great at being their dad." And that was enough.